I just have a quick story to share about when I was Mormon that very much describes what it's like to be Mormon. This was when I was about 23 and dating a guy who was about 24, which, by the way, is very old for Mormons to not be married, especially me, a woman. We'd been dating for several months at this point, probably about maybe almost a year, which is also an eternity in Mormon time. So since we've been dating for quite a while, he'd been around a lot. He knew my parents and everything, and we were coming over for Sunday dinner, which was a very normal thing for us to do. It was a hot summer day, so he decided he wanted to bring over this fancy root beer that he'd been really into lately to have my family try. And don't worry, he bought the root beer on Saturday night so that he wasn't breaking the Sabbath. So we walk into the house and he's got the root beer in his hand. It's a 6-pack in traditional glass bottles. And then we're saying hello to my family and everything when my dad gets a call on his cell phone. It was the neighbor across the street who had seen us walking into the house with this pack of what he assumed was beer. For those who don't know, Mormons definitely cannot drink alcohol at all. That's a major no-no. This neighbor also knew me and this boyfriend. Like, he'd been around a lot, and this neighbor was friends with my dad, so he'd been over at the house several times when we were over there, and I grew up in that house and he knew me. My dad thought it was like so funny, and I remember being just like trying to laugh and be like, haha, yeah, so funny, but really being like hurt that this neighbor would think that of me. And now that I'm out, I see how ridiculous this situation really is, that this neighbor would feel the need to call up my dad to tattle on 2 full-grown adults doing something completely legal that most of the world actually sees as very normal. It's so normal when you're Mormon for everybody to be in everybody's business, and it's even commendable to be in everybody's business. And I'm so glad now that I'm out and that I don't have to shame myself over normal human things and I get to have boundaries. That's the epitome of what it's like being Mormon.